let's head out to the hotline and bring on a guy that is absolutely accustomed to his share of rants, and that is the one and only Steve Atwater. Hey, Steve, how was your weekend? Everything good in your world?
Yeah, man. Hey, I have no complaints, bro. I have no complaints. Everybody's healthy and just anxiously awaiting. Well, I won't say anxiously awaiting the vaccine, but I'm looking forward to when everybody's vaccinated, and we can all get back together.
What is attractive, in your opinion, about the Broncos' job for a GM?
Well, absolutely, man. Having an opportunity to work with John Elway, work with Coach Fangio. We got a young, talented team who I think is still kind of coming together. We had a lot of injuries this past year, so I think that a person will come in and be pleasantly surprised by the talent that we have, and probably realize that he's got a tough road ahead just because we weren't winning this year. But I think any good team is going to have to continue to bring in talented players, and I think that'll be his primary role is to help us bring great players here, help us attract great free agents, and help us get back to the top. I don't think they can really go on just our past records and just say we had this record or we had that record. You got to look at it and say, what's the potential of this team, and do I believe that this team can get there? And I'm imagining that they wouldn't hire someone who didn't believe that they could, get us to the next level there. So I think it's a very appealing job. I mean, even for young up and coming guys to, there are quite a few of those in the kind of in the running for it, to have an opportunity to kind of make a name for themselves here with the Broncos, a team with a great winning tradition, great city, great fans, the whole 9 yards. All you got to do is come in and win. He just said that.
How soon does a general manager come down? It's a little bit different when it's John Elway. But another general manager comes in without that name recognition, that cachet in the organization, to George Payton, Terry Fontenot, Champ Kelly, whoever. How soon do they need to establish relationships with those players?
Well, I'm not sure if things are different than they were when we played, but when I played, I mean, during the season and off season, I mean, once we were on the team, I didn't really have any contact with the GM unless we saw each other, we strike up a conversation. And normally, like, even when contracts and all that stuff was going on, my agent pretty much handled that. The GM never came to me and said, hey, we need to get our contract. We need to get, on the same page with this contract. That never happened. So things may be totally different now, though. That was, 20, 30 years ago, 20 years ago.
Indeed. Last one here for you, Steve. Always good to have you on. So speaking of Drew Lock, okay, one of the conversations we're going to have a little bit, kind of want to play some sound from Aaron Rodgers talking about tangible things that he got better at in year 2 of the new system that he was in with Matt LaFleur. So what are some tangible things, assuming Drew Lock gets a shot at starting this next year, what are some tangible things that we would see improvement on from Lock?
I mean, there are several things. First off, footwork. Just making sure he's not throwing off that back foot. Also, climbing the pocket. As opposed to trying to get deeper and run outside of the pocket from the back. Stepping up into the pocket and being able to scramble from in there and getting a better feel of the pocket. Reading defenses. Communicating with the receivers when there's a blitz or, guys have hot routes, and understanding the coverages that the defenses are in, knowing, hey, whenever they do this, all right, this is going to be cover 2. Or they're going man here. We got to check to a fade or, whatever it is, just, communicating better with the receivers and the backs. And one of the most important things is throwing more accurate passes. A lot of passes that he threw, guys were in the area, but they were high, they were low, or behind them. So, I mean, there are a lot of different areas that he can improve in. But, we've also seen him throw some extremely accurate balls, some great passes, but he has to be much more consistent with that.
Steve, you're the greatest. Thanks, man. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Hey, thanks, fellas. Have a great day.
I appreciate that.